Bell towers across the country, they all chimed in unison at 9:30 this morning. It marked 1 week since the Sandy Hook shootings devastated the Newtown community and shook this country. And also, several more funerals today in what has become, as we said, a somber routine this week. Fox 1's Carolyn Fertina was there, and she brings us the latest.
The painful goodbyes continued in Newtown as more families buried loved ones that were lost in the tragic Sandy Hook shooting. Connecticut Governor Dan Malloy signed a proclamation declaring Friday a day of mourning for the 20 children and 6 adults who lost their lives.
I think that was like a very touching experience, and everybody could actually take time to think about everything that's happened in the past week, and I think that moment of silence meant so much to everyone around the world.
The people of Newtown gathered at Town Hall and outside of churches, holding hands, praying, and helping each other cope with their grief. The heartbreak continued as 6 more families laid their loved ones to rest. 6-year-old Grace McDonald was known as Amazing Grace. She wanted to become an artist. Olivia Engel was also 6. She loved to dance and was going to be the angel in Newtown's live nativity scene. Dylan Hockley was also laid to rest. He died in the arms of his teacher, Anne Marie Murphy. Madeline Sue was 6 years old. Her neighbors say she had a bright personality. Rachel Davino had just become the behavioral therapist at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Her boyfriend planned on proposing to her on Christmas Eve. Mary Sherlock had been the school psychologist since 1994. She was married to her husband for 31 years and had 2 children.
More than 175,000 people across this country signed a pledge to recognize today as a day of mourning. And, you know, Congressman, we took those haunting bells this morning, but you have been to 2 of the funerals, and you were telling me in the break that it's actually uplifting.
Oh, you know, after September 11th, I attended, or my staff, 70 services of people who lost their lives in the 4th Congressional District. Every one of them made you so proud of our country, so proud of these families, so proud of the community. This community wants to be remembered for how they responded to this outrage and not the outrage. And for instance, when Dylan Christopher Jack Hockley's parents spoke today, they started out by spending about 5 to 10 minutes just expressing gratitude. Gratitude to the media, gratitude to the international people that have been in contact, gratitude to the president, to the governor, to their first selectman, gratitude for the first response, gratitude to the aide that was with their son when he was killed. And in so many words, they made it sound like Mrs. Hockley said, I knew she was there. It was like I was there with my son. That's the way, and so they gave us all a gift. Everyone who attended that service got a gift. And the same with Mary Sherlock. She was the psychiatrist who, someone said, well, she saved lives. Well, she did then, but she has for years been saving kids' lives, mentally, but saving their lives. And you just ended up loving her husband, loving her 2 daughters. You just felt like God was in that place. You know, people said, where was God? Well, we're seeing God day in and day out in how people have responded to this. We're seeing, you know, his messengers.
The grace by all, I mean, not one teacher ran. We've talked about this at this table for the past week. And what some of the teachers, some who didn't make it out alive, what they did for those kids. And that 6-year-old is still, it's one of the things that held the door so a kid, another girl, one of his classmates could get out the door with a gunman there in the classroom as they ran by him. And I mean, cops didn't sign up to be grief counselors, but 26 police officers are assigned to each family. The head of the state police of Connecticut, you couldn't find a better human being to do what he's doing.
I am very proud to be from
You should
Connecticut
be.
right now. I'm proud of our governor. I'm proud of, you know, all our elected officials. I'm proud of our first responders. I'm proud of those teachers and the parents and that wonderful first selectman, we call her a first selectman, a mayor of Newtown, who made it clear in front of the president and the world that this is not how we're going to be remembered. Not what happened on that day, but what happened before and what's happened since.
Well, as we go to break, we mentioned at the top of the segment that at 9:30 this morning, 26 bells rang. And we're going to leave you with the sound of Newtown's bell tower and the faces that each of those bells remembered.